Everyone knows Christmas. But the thing is, most of what we think of as Christmas today, the red-suited Santa, snow-dusted streets, cozy family dinners, it's mostly made up. Pop culture has been shaping, rewriting, and mythologizing Christmas for over a century. And the story of how that happened is actually a lot weirder and cooler than it sounds. From Victorian nostalgia to 20th century marketing to movies, TV, and video games, Christmas has been reinvented again and again. And each reinvention tells us something about the anxieties, values, and aesthetics of its time. By the early 1800s, Christmas in England was kind of a mess. The Industrial Revolution was reshaping society. Urban life was cramped and cold, and Christmas had mostly fallen into obscurity. Celebrations were often raucous, sometimes violent, and frequently seen as low class. Enter the Victorians, who decided that Christmas needed a major narrative reboot. In 1843, Charles Dickens published A Christmas Carol. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural earthquake. Dickens framed Christmas as a moral holiday. Generosity, family, redemption, and social responsibility were now the story's core. He also introduced a sentimental vision of holiday celebrations. The snow, feasting, singing, and children's delight. That became the blueprint for modern Christmas. Meanwhile, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert popularized the Christmas tree. Though decorated trees existed in Germany, their depiction in publications showing the royal family celebrating in Windsor Castle gave the tradition legitimacy and style. Suddenly, families across England were buying trees, decorating them, and spreading the custom. And then there's Santa Claus. Thomas Nast's illustrations in Harper's Weekly during the 1860s and 1880s transformed St. Nicholas from a stern European bishop into a rotund, cheerful gift giver who looked suspiciously like the Santa we know today. Nast even added elves, reindeer, and a North Pole headquarters, basically laying the foundation for Santa's mythos. Honestly, it stuck. Victorians soft-launched Christmas 2.0, moral, sentimental, cozy, and slightly fantastical. By the 20th century, Christmas was poised for a commercial boom. Department stores realized that people would literally buy anything if it was wrapped in tinsel and marketed with jingling bells. Macy's staged its first Christmas parade in 1924, complete with floats, performers, and Santa himself. Coca-Cola, starting in the 1930s, gave Santa his modern red and white look. His iconic image so ubiquitous that people today still think he's been that way forever. Meanwhile, greeting cards became a massive industry. Hallmark began mass-producing them in the 1910s, turning sentimental imagery into a kind of visual shorthand for Christmas spirit. Radio broadcasts in the 1920s and 30s further spread standardized songs, stories, and imagery across the country. Before this era, Christmas looked like a mix of drunken revelry and church sermon. Now it was a carefully curated aesthetic of snow, glowing fires, and jolly gift givers. Commercialization didn't just standardize Christmas imagery, it also turned it into a shared experience. Across the US and eventually globally, people were imagining and performing the same Christmas story. Movies took the myth to the next level. It's a Wonderful Life in 1946 cemented the idea that Christmas was about community, moral redemption, and the magic of human connection. Post-war America loved it. Home Alone and Elf added humor and chaos to the mix, while still teaching family-centered lessons. Animated specials like Rankin Bass's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Disney's Mickey's Christmas Carol created an aesthetic that was visually distinct. Snow-covered landscapes, cheerful anthropomorphic characters, candy-colored fantasy worlds. Pop culture was now writing the rules. Gifts, snowy streets, jolly personalities, and heartwarming family drama were canon, no arguments. The digital age took the myth global. Video games host elaborate holiday events with gift-giving, snow, festive skins, and interactive storytelling. Animal Crossing villagers sing carols. Fortnite drops presents from the sky. Online memes, TikToks, and social media reinforce the visual language of Christmas, with the twinkling lights, candy canes, cozy sweaters, glowing fireplaces. You name it. Religion matters less than aesthetic cohesion. Now, Christmas is less about Jesus or Santa and more about mood lighting and seasonal skins. And honestly, that's probably fine. So why has the Christmas myth endured? Because every era reinvents it to reflect its values and anxieties. Victorian England, Christmas was moral, sentimental, and socially cohesive. 20th century US Christmas was commercial, standardized, and had a shared aesthetic. And now, in the digital age, we have a Christmas that's globalized, interactive, and aesthetic focused. Christmas is now part religion, part marketing, part nostalgia, and part interactive media. Pop culture has made it a story we all participate in, whether we're religious or not. And that, friends, is why every year we hang tinsel, watch movies, play games, and argue about Starbucks cups. It's all part of the centuries-old myth. So the next time you deck the halls or log into a holiday event in your favorite video game, remember, you're participating in a story that's been rewritten for centuries. And if all else fails, just blame Santa. He's been running this pop culture myth longer than anyone else. Thank you for joining me on this festive journey. If you're feeling holly jolly, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. We have some big videos coming out in the new year that you're not going to want to miss. Also, go ahead and drop your favorite Christmas movie down in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys watch this time of year. My favorites are any of the Rankin Bass claymations, especially A Year Without a Santa Claus. Now, I think I'm going to go put on an ugly sweater and enjoy a peppermint mocha while I sing Christmas carols offensively off-key. Bye!
Ho, 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 ho.